What's going on, everybody? It's George Robinson here from Robinson's Photography. Once again, here to do a video on my rules on how to buy a digital SLR camera lens. There will be two parts to this video. This is part one. So let's just get straight into it. Rule number one, make sure you have a budget. Always make sure you have a budget before you go into buying any type of equipment for your camera. Reason for being, you go to a camera store without a budget, you'll end up overpaying for a lens that you can get cheaper, or getting a lens that you wanted plus getting other things that you wasn't planning on getting. So always make sure you have a budget. Rule number two, know what type of lens you want. Meaning, if you want a prime lens, if you want a telephoto lens, if you want a specialty lens, if you want a standard zoom lens to replace your kit lens. So I have some lenses with me right now that are some primes. I have some primes, I have a telephoto, and I have a kit lens that I just replaced. So let's start it off with this one. This is a prime lens, meaning it is one fixed aperture and it's one focal length. The focal length is a 35 millimeter. The prime is a 35 millimeter. The fixed aperture is at 1.8, meaning no matter what, this lens will always be a 1.8 unless I decide to stop it up or to stop it down. I'm sorry. To stop it up or to stop it down. I think I got that right. Something else. This is a standard telephoto lens that most photographers will end up having if you buy a kit lens, if you buy a camera set. Meaning, this is what you get. This is a 55 to 200. This aperture is at 3.5 to 5.6, I believe. And it's from, meaning that at 55 you'll be at 3.5. When you get to 200, you'll be at 5.6. Meaning it's variables at apertures. Meaning certain light at 3.5, that's the most light that you're going to be able to get in. At 5.6, that's the least amount of light you're going to get in. Now this lens is a 18 to 55 with a wide angle attachment. Do not worry about this piece. This is an 18 to 55 kit lens. Same aperture at 3.5 to 5.6. I just replaced this with a 17 to 50 f2.8 Sigma. That's what I'm using to record right now. I'm a Canon and Nikon shooter. I am recording this on my Canon camera. So know which type of lens you want. Number three, find the right focal length for you. Meaning, if you're looking for a prime lens and you're a videographer, 1.8 lenses are good for you, but 1.2 lenses, 1.0 lenses are greater. Yeah, the price is going to be significantly higher than a 1.8, because I know a 1.8, a 50 millimeter 1.8 is roughly over under $150. I know when I seen it online, it was two, one at 110 and one at 125. It depends. If you want to use, it's going to be 110. Brand new, it's going to be 125. So know what type of focal length you want. Number four, look at all brands. When I say look at all brands, I mean don't just look at Nikon lenses if you're a Nikon shooter. Don't just look at Canon lenses if you're a Canon shooter. Also look at Sigma glass. Also look at Tamron glass. Do not look at Rokinon glass, because Rokinon does not have vibration reduction or image stabilization or optical stabilization. So that means there's going to be a lot of, if you're not using a tripod or a I don't know what type of rig it's called for videographers. It's going to look horrible, and still, even if you're using a tripod, it's still going to be a little bit horrible. So I wouldn't really recommend it. I recommend Sigma lenses out of any other lens. If it's not a Canon lens, if it's not a Nikon lens, I recommend Sigma. Number 5, find reviews on YouTube. People that actually have that lens and can show you, okay, this is how the lens look. Yeah, it's not going to really show you a lot because you're looking at it instead of it being in front of you in your hand. You're actually looking from a second screen. So it's understanding, but it really will highly help because it also tells you people will also tell you the pros and the cons of the lens. So always look at those as well. Also, number 6, the website that you're planning on buying this lens from, look at the written reviews, the customer written reviews, because they will help you tremendously. I believe they will help you more than you go into the store and talk to people, because these are actual people that actually have this lens, and sometimes there's pro photographers that have this lens, that has that selective lens that you're looking for. So check that out as well. Number 7, go into a camera store. Go into a camera store and see if they have the lens that you want. If you're shooting on Canon, and like I said, you're looking for let's say you're looking for a new telephoto lens. You're looking for a 70-200 f2.8. Let's say they have it in Sigma and they have it in Canon. Ask them to put both of them side by side, both of them with IS and OS. Put them side by side. Make sure you take your camera body with you, so you're able to hook those cameras to your body. I mean, not hook those lenses to your body, and shoot with it for a little bit, because they will allow you to shoot with it sometimes, depending on what camera store you go to and who you're dealing with. I know when I went to Pen Cameras and I was looking for a brand new lens, I took my camera body with me and they allowed me to hook it up to my lens, to my camera, and shoot around with it. But yeah, put those lenses side by side. Like I said, shoot around with it. Shoot around with both of them. See if you can go outside in the elements and shoot outside. Some people will, some people won't. Number 8. I hope you seen one of my last videos talking about a rental website called lensrentals.com. Check that out. They might have that lens that you're looking for in stock and rent it out. Set up some photo shoots or find some events that you can shoot and see how you like the lens. I'm not saying rent out both of the lenses at the same time, but rent out one of the lenses. Like if it's a Canon and a Sigma, try out the Sigma. Rent out the Sigma and check that out instead of renting out the Canon when you know the Canon one is the top one out of both of them. But rent out the Sigma, see how you like it. Number 9, when you have all of this stuff put together and you know what lens you want, bring them up side by side and look at the specs. See which ones has which ones don't. Bring up the customer reviews. Who prefers this? What's the pros and the cons? Go on a website. I think it's doxmark.com, and they will actually show you who wins between those two lenses. I know me personally, I will go with the Sigma 70-200 f2.8 with OS, optical stabilization, over the Canon version, because the Canon version is $2,300 and the Sigma version is $1,300, and the same exact glass, and the Sigma actually beats the 70-200 on Canon side. So I would rather go with the Sigma version than anything else. And number 10, after you got all that information done, it's time to buy the lens. So wow, we actually got almost everything done from top to bottom under 10 minutes. If you want me to elaborate on anything, shoot me a message, put a comment down below, and I'll be happy to with no problem. If you're looking for different websites where to go to buy lenses, no problem, I will help you out. All of my information will be in the description below. The person that designed this shirt, the blog that I follow, Jared Poland, aka The Fro, his information of his YouTube site will be in the description below. That's who I learned a lot of information from. All his information will be in the description below. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something in this video, because I believe you have. And I promise you, you do these things top to bottom, these rules top to bottom, you will be happy and you will be satisfied with the camera lens that you bought. So this is George Robinson for Robinson's Photography signing off.